Hello students, hope you all are doing good. So here I Gargi Pamar, Assistant Professor PBA in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. So here I'm back with an online lecture series on income tax subject. So let's start with lecture. See guys, in our previous lecture, previous video, we have started the last topic of your third unit, that is TDS, tax deducted source. We have already discussed the meaning of TDS and some provision of TDS. Okay. Now we will in today's lecture we will discuss some more provision on TDS. Okay. So let's start with lecture. Yes. So, see, now next provision on TDS on insurance commission. If you are paying insurance commission, then what will be the rate of TDS that you will deduct? Okay. So, when you are paying commission, then who will be the deductor? Any person. Deductor may be any person, whether it is individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, or someone else. Who will be the deductee? So deductive will be any person, but he should be resident only. This provision will not be applicable on non-resident. Okay. Then when to deduct this TDS at the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier. What is the rate of TDS on insurance commission payment? 10% if the amount up to 15,000. So if the commission of insurance company, the amount of insurance commission is up to 15,000, then the rate of TDS is nil. So no TDS will be deducted. But if such insurance commission amount exceeds by 15,000, then 10% TDS will be deducted on whole amount. Okay. Yes. Then next provision is TDS on payment to non-resident sportsmen and sports association or entertainer. If you are paying any amount to any non-resident sportsman, sports association or entertainer, then in that case, who will be the deductor? Any person. Deductor may be any person. It may be individual, HUF, resident, non-resident. All will be the deductor. Who will be the deductee? Sportsman, a sports association or entertainer, a cheerleader, non-resident only. Okay, we have already told you in the provision that the sportsman or sports association member should be non-resident. Okay. Then when to deduct such TDS at the time of payment or credit, whichever is earlier. In these two dates, which date is earlier, on that date you will deduct the TDS. Okay, and rate of TDS is 20% uh, on payment to non-resident sportsmen and sports association. Okay. Yes. Then let's move on next provision. Next provision is TDS on payment towards life insurance policy. If you are paying any amount or you are paying any premium to life insurance against life insurance policy, then what will be the TDS rate? So when who will be the deductor? Deductor may be any person. It may be individual, HUF, AOP, POI. Any person may be deductor. Who will be the deductee? Any person, but resident only. That person must be resident only. When to deduct such TDS at the time of payment, including payment of bonus on such policy, of such amount which is not exempt 10B. So when you will deduct the TDS at the time of payment. Okay. Rate of TDS is 1%. Rate of TDS on this is 1%. But if such amount is up to 1 lakh, then no TDS will be deducted. And if such amount exceed by 1 lakh, then on whole amount you have to deduct tax. Okay. Yes. Then next is 11th number provision is TDS on commission etc. on sales of lottery tickets. If you pay any commission on the sale of lottery ticket, then who will be the deductor? Deductor may be any person. Who will be the deductee? Any person. It may be resident or no-resident both. When to deduct such TDS at the time of credit or the payment, whichever is earlier. So in these two days, in these 2 days, the date which will be earlier date, on that date you will deduct the tax. What will be the rate of TDS? That will be 5%. If amount up to 15,000, then no TDS will be deducted. If such amount is exceed by 15,000, then you have to pay 5% TDS on whole amount. You have to deduct tax on 5% by the rate of 5% on whole amount. Yes. Now there is a note. See what is it? This deduction is on amount paid as commission, remuneration, or price, etc. on stocking, distributing, purchasing, or sale of lottery tickets. So this tax deduction will be charged on this tax will be charged on the amount which you paid as a commission or remuneration or price, etc. Okay, then this 5% tax you have to deduct on that amount. Okay. Then next is 12th number provision. What is it? See, TDS on commission and brokerage. If you pay some commission or brokerage, then the provision under section 194H will be applicable. So who will be the deductor? Any person other than individual and HUL. Okay. So who can be the deductor? Any person other than individual or HUL. That means the person may be AOP, POI, any partnership firm, any cooperative society, but that person should not be individual and HUL. Okay. Who will be the deductee? Any person, but resident only. It cannot be non-resident. It may be resident individual, it may be resident HUF, it may be resident AOP, it may be resident POI, but the person should not be non-resident. Okay. When such tax to be deducted at the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier. What is the rate of TDS on commission or brokerage? 5%. If amount of such commission and brokerage is up to 15,000, then no TDS will be deducted. If such amount is exceeded by 15,000, then you have to pay TDS on the rate of 5%. Okay. Then there is some important note for the section under for the section 194H. So see what are the important notes. So first note is transaction related to securities are not covered under 194H. So if you pay any commission and brokerage on securities, then in that case this provision will not be applied. That is no deduction. What is on which transaction no deduction will be deducted? No TDS will be deducted. So see, underwriting commission paid to underwriters and brokerage or sub-brokerage paid to stock exchange transactions. So in case of these two commission, no TDS will be deducted. Okay, but TDS shall be deducted on commission and brokerage paid on the commodities transaction. But you are paying commission and brokerage to on commodities transactions to a person who is engaged in who is running a business of commodities transaction. Then in that case, you have to you have to deduct the tax. But in these two conditions, these two brokerage and commission, no TDS will be deducted. Okay. The next provision is TDS on rent. So, are you eligible to deduct the tax, or you have to deduct the tax on rent? So, see what is this provision? Who will be the deducted? Any person excluding individual and HUF. So, deductor may be any person excluding individual and HUF. Who will be the deducting? Any person, but that person must be resident only. When to deduct such kind of TDS? At the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier. What will be the rate of TDS? So see, for rate of TDS for rent and plant, 2% TDS will be there. If you are paying rent, then rent for rent on plant and machinery you have to pay 2% deduction. You have to deduct tax at the rate 2%. For land and building, 10%. But if amount up to rupees 1,80,000 in aggregate during the financial year, no TDS. So if the value of your land and building, the rent amount of your rent amount of your on your land and building, if you are paying rent amount on land and building up to rupees 1,80,000, then in that case no TDS will be deducted. If such amount is exceeded by 1,80,000, then on whole amount you have to pay 10% of TDS. You have to deduct 10% TDS. Now, there is some important notes regarding this provision. So let's see what is it. So first of all, first important note is where there is more than one owner, the limit of 1,80,000 shall be allowed for each such co-owner separately. So if the owner of the land and building is more than one person, okay, so co-owners है मतलब एक ही land and building के दो partners हैं, तीन partners हैं, तीन owner हैं उस land and building के. In that case, see लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग के केस में आपको कितना एग्जामिशन मिलेगा 1,80,000 तक अगर आप पेमेंट करोगे रेंट का तो नो टैक्स विल बी चार्ज ऑन दैट और नो टैक्स विल बी डिडक्टेड फ्रॉम दैट अमाउंट. ओके, बट यहाँ पे अगर एक से ज्यादा पर्सन है तो हर एक के लिए लिमिट होगी 1,80,000. सपोज किसी लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग का 3 को ओनर है, ठीक है, 3 ओनर है, तो उस केस में अप टू 54. I think 180 plus 180 plus 180. That means 18, 18 is a 54. Yes, 54. So up to 5,40,000, you are not required to deduct the tax. ओके, तो हर एक ओनर के लिए 1,80,000 की लिमिट होगी. तो तीन ओनर है तो एक 1,80,000, 1,80,000, 1,80,000. दैट मीन्स 5,50,000 तक कोई टैक्स नहीं लगेगा, कोई टैक्स डिडक्ट नहीं होगा. More than 550, if there is any amount, then in that case the TDS will be deducted on whole amount. Okay, TDS on deposit. So TDS shall not be deducted on refundable deposits. If deposits non-refundable, TDS has to be deducted. Further, if deposits are refundable in this, so what does it say? This is talking about the deposit. Okay, this topic is not relevant to this provision, but फिर भी इस टॉपिक को इसके साथ ही हमको ज्वाइन करके पढ़ने के लिए बोला गया. तो नो इश्यूज, हम पढ़ लेंगे इसको. तो इफ देयर इज एनी डिपॉजिट, जैसे पब्लिक डिपॉजिट होती है, डिपॉजिट अगर आपके पास कोई जमा कर सबमिट करवाता है, और डिपॉजिट इफ यू कैन से कि लाइक आप जब रेंट पे कोई भी एसेट्स लेते हैं या रेंट पे कोई भी फ्लैट लेते हैं, तो आपकी सिक्योरिटी मनी आपको लैंडलॉर्ड पहले से रखवाता है. इंटरेस्ट रेंट जो आपका पर मंथ लेता है वो तो लेता है, लेकिन जब आप नया फ्लैट रेंट पे लेते हैं तो ओनर अपने पास एज ए सिक्योरिटी कुछ अमाउंट अपने पास रखवाता है. अगर वो सिक्योरिटी अमाउंट आपका रिफंडेबल, आप जो डिपॉजिट करवाया दैट अमाउंट इज रिफंडेबल, देन इन दैट केस नो टीडीएस विल बी डिडक्टेड ऑन दैट रिफंडेबल अमाउंट or that security amount. But if deposit is non-refundable, then TDS has to be deducted. If that amount, deposit amount, is non-refundable, then in that case TDS have to be deducted. But previously, if deposits are refundable initially, but later on such deposit has been adjusted, then on such TDS shall be deducted. To see what is it, कि TDS जो भी आपने डिपॉजिट करवाया एज एन सिक्योरिटी, जो अमाउंट आपने डिपॉजिट करवाया उस अमाउंट पे अगर वो अमाउंट नॉन रिफंडेबल है तो TDS डिडक्ट नहीं करना है, नॉन रिफंडेबल है तो TDS डिडक्ट करना है. बट वो इनिशियली नॉन रिफंडेबल था, रिफंडेबल था, तो इसका मतलब उस पर TDS नहीं कटना चाहिए. लेकिन आपने क्या बोला कि आप रिफंड मत करिए हमको ये, और आपको हम आगे रेंट जो देंगे उस अमाउंट में आप एडजस्ट करके जाइए. ओके, जैसे सपोज मैंने आपको 5 लाख एज ए सिक्योरिटी दिया और मेरा एक महीने का रेंट है 50,000, तो सॉरी 5 लाख रुपीज मैंने आपको सिक्योरिटी एज ए सिक्योरिटी आपके पास रखा और 50,000 मेरा रेंट है. तो मैं उनको बोलूंगी कि आप रेंट में एडजस्ट करते जाओ, मतलब 10 मंथ्स तक मैं आपको रेंट नहीं दूंगी, तो 50,000 कर करके 5 लाख रुपीज एडजस्ट कर लीजिए. इन दैट केस यू हैव टू डिडक्ट द टैक्स ऑन दैट अमाउंट. Okay, TDS will be deducted on that amount. The next is TDS on certain immovable property. So if there is any immovable property, then what will be the TDS provision? So who will be the deductor? Deductor may be any person. Who will be the deductee? Any person may be the deductee, but that person must be resident only. Okay. When to deduct such TDS at the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier. Between these two dates, which date will be earlier, on that date you have to deduct the tax. The rate of TDS will be 1%. If immovable property is up to 50 lakhs, if the value of your immovable property is up to 50 lakhs, then no TDS will be deducted. And if such value of immovable property exceed by 50 lakhs, then in that case, on whole amount you have to pay the TDS. Okay. Yes. The next is important notes for that provision, for the provision of immovable property. There is some notes. Let's see what is it. TDS under the section is deducted when payment is made towards any immovable property other than agricultural one. So, let's read again once again. TDS under the section is deducted when payment is made towards any immovable property other than agricultural land. So, you have to deduct tax if there is any transfer of any immovable property, but that immovable property should not be any agricultural land. So basically on agricultural land no TDS will be deducted. Okay, no TDS will be deducted at all in the case of agricultural land, and the sale price exceed is 50 lakhs. So you are eligible to deduct the tax on immovable property if the price of that immovable property or the sale price of that immovable property exceed by 50 lakhs only. If the amount of that price or the value of the sale price of that property is up to 50 lakhs, then you are not required to deduct the tax. Okay. The next is No TDS when property is being purchased from non-resident. If you purchase such kind of property from non-resident, in that case also you are not required to deduct the tax. For deducting TDS under this section, purchaser is not required to obtain 10. So in this section, 10 number is not required for the purchaser. Okay. If payment has been made in installments, then TDS is not to be deducted on every installment. If such kind of payment is paid on installments, then there is no requirement to deduct the tax on each installment, on every installment. Okay, एक साथ आप TDS deduct कर लेंगे, each installment पे आपको TDS deduct करने की requirement नहीं है. Okay. Then next is payment of rent by individual or HUF, non-audit. Payment of rent by individual or HUF. If any individual and HUF is paying the rent, then in that case, and that books of accounts are not audited. And what will be the provision? Who will be the deductor? Individual or HUF, who are not covered for tax audit, responsible for paying the rent exceeding rupees 50,000 or more at any time during the year. If such rent amount exceeding by 50,000, then in that case only your the TDS will be the deducted, otherwise no TDS will be deducted. Who will be the deducting? Any person. Any person may be deducted, but that person must be only resident. When to deduct such kind of TDS? So only at the end of the year, that is March, or at the time of vacating the property, it need to be deducted once and not every month. So when will you deduct the TDS? At the end of the each year. Okay, अब each year हर year के end में on 31st March का TDS deduct करेंगे. बट इन द केस अगर आप किसी ईयर में सपोज आप किसी ईयर में मार्च से पहले ही उस प्रॉपर्टी को वेकेंट करके चले गए हैं, आप रेंट पे रहते हैं उससे पहले ही वेकेंट करके चले गए, सपोज आप जनवरी में ही वेकेंट करके चले गए, खाली करके चले गए उस फ्लैट को, तो इन दैट केस टीडीएस का पेड अप होगा जनवरी में, उसके लिए फिर हम मार्च का वेट नहीं करेंगे. रेट ऑफ टीडीएस ऑन दैट इज 5%. Okay. See, there is some important notes for this provision. If the tenant has paid rent of rupees 50,000 at any time during the previous year, even in any single month, then TDS shall be deducted on entire amount paid during the whole previous year. So we have already discussed here that if the amount is exceeding by 50,000, then in that case only you have to deduct the TDS. 10 is not required in this case also. 10 number is not required under this section. Next is payment under specified agreement. If you are doing any payment under any specified agreement, then what will be the provision of TDS? So who will be the deductor? Any person responsible for paying any sum under joint development agreement. Who will be the deductee? Any person may be deductee, but that person must be resident only. When to deduct? At the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier, on that date you have to pay. You have to pay the you have to deduct the TDS. Okay. Rate of TDS will be 10% in the case of when you are paying any amount under any specified agreement, then in that case rate of TDS will be 10%. Now there is a note. See what is it? TDS shall be deducted on monetary consideration only. Non-monetary considerations are not be considered for TDS under this section. So under this section, if you are paying some amount in cash, then in that case only, if you are paying any amount in monetary terms, then in that case you are eligible to deduct the tax. Otherwise, the transaction is known in non-monetary terms, then no TDS is required to be deducted. Okay. Then let's move on. Next provision is TDS on professional and technical services. If you are paying any amount to a person who is giving you professional and technical services, then what will be the TDS provision? So who will be the deductor? Any person excluding individual and HUF. So deductor may be any person except individual and HUF. Who will be the deductee? Any person, but that person must be resident. When to deduct? At the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier. What will be the rate of TDS? 10%. If payee is engaged only in business of operation of call center, TDS will be 2%. Just wait for a second. What will be the rate of TDS? 10% is payee is engaged only in business of operation of call center. Okay. TDS will be 2% if amount paid up to 30,000 and then no TDS if exceed then TDS on whole amount. Okay. So see, if the person who is giving these services on which the TDS is being deducted. So pay who will be the date, that means deductee. If we talk about in TDS language, that means if the deductee on which the TDS has to be deducted, on which income TDS is had to be deducted, that person will be known as deductee. Okay. So, if payee as that deductee is engaged in the business of operation of call center, if that person is working in call center, then TDS rate will be 10%. In any other cases, TDS rate will be 2%. But in any other case, if such amount is up to 30,000, then no TDS will be deducted. If such amount exceed by 30,000, then on whole amount TDS will be deducted. Okay. So there is some important note under this provision. So what is it? See, any amount paid as remuneration, etc., or by any name to director of a company, then TDS shall be deducted irrespective of amount. That is, even rupees 1,000 is paid, then TDS will be deducted. So if under this provision we have talked that up to 30,000 no TDS will be deducted. Okay, if such amount is exceeded by 30,000, then on whole amount you have to deduct the TDS. But there is some important notes. Let's see. If such amount of remuneration paid by any name to director, अगर ये ऐसा amount या remuneration अगर डायरेक्टर ने पे किया है बाय एनी नेम टू डायरेक्टर ऑफ कंपनी, देन टीडीएस विल नॉट बी डिडक्टेड. अगर ऐसा कुछ अमाउंट डायरेक्टर के नाम पे गया है, देन इन दैट केस चाहे से आपको इवन 1,000 रुपीज ही आपने पे किए हो, 1,000 रुपीज ही हो उसकी लिमिट, तो भी टीडीएस डिडक्ट होगा. उसकी उस कंडीशन में लिमिट 30,000 नहीं होगी. ओके. Second is no TDS shall be charged on amount paid by individual HUF for any services taken exclusively for personal purpose. If any individual HUF taking personal any services exclusively for personal purpose, then no TDS will be deducted. The next is no TDS on professional fees paid by non-resident to the CAs, lawyers, advocates, solicitors in India. If such payment is made through banking channel and non-banking channel does not have any agent or business connection in India. So you have to, there is no required to deduct the tax if that such professional fees paid by any non-resident to any CA, lawyer, advocates and solicitors in India. Okay, then no TDS will be, no TDS is required to be deducted. Then the last provision of TDS is payment to non-resident. If you are doing any payment to a non-resident, then in that case, who will be deducted? Any person may be the deducted. Who will be deducted? Any non-resident or foreign company will be deducted. When to deduct? At the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier. What will be the rate of TDS as per the relevant rate in force for non-resident. तो जब भी आप वो पेमेंट कर रहे हो उस टाइम पे जो भी गवर्नमेंट ने जो रेट्स डिसाइड कर रखी है फॉर पेइंग फॉर द नॉन रेजिडेंट, गवर्नमेंट ने जो भी रेट डिसाइड कर रखी है रेलिवेंट जो रेट है उसके ऊपर आपको टीडीएस डिडक्ट करना है. ओके, नाउ देयर इज सम इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स रिगार्डिंग दिस प्रोविजन. सी, whenever any threshold limit is given, then as soon as the payment would cross that threshold, then TDS would always be deducted on the entire amount. So अगर आपका हो सकता है डिफरेंट टाइम में आपका कुछ टाइम में ये लिमिट्स चेंज होती रहती है. ओके, तो जो आपकी मैक्सिमम लिमिट है कि इस लिमिट तक आपको कोई भी टीडीएस डिडक्ट नहीं करना, और उसके बाद अगर ये एक्सीड करता है तो आपको टीडीएस डिडक्ट है. तो उस केस में जो लिमिट गिवन है उससे ज्यादा का अगर आप पेमेंट करते हैं तो एंटायर अमाउंट पे आपको टैक्स डिडक्ट करना है. ओके. Then what is second point? Whenever the deductee does not furnish his pen and TDS shall be deducted at the rate which is higher of the rate in force as per the relevant section headings or 20%. Okay. So कोई भी अगर नॉन रेजिडेंट अपना पैन कार्ड आपको अवेलेबल नहीं करवाते, अपना पैन नंबर नहीं देता है, तो इन दैट केस टीडीएस किस रेट पे काटा जाएगा? जो रेट गवर्नमेंट ने रेलिवेंट जो रेट है जो गवर्नमेंट ने डिसाइड करी है वो, और 20% विच एवर इज हायर. सपोज गवर्नमेंट ने डिसाइड करी 10% और दूसरी रेट हमने क्या एक फिक्स रेट क्या ली 20%, विच एवर इज हायर 20, तो 20%. अगर गवर्नमेंट ने डिसाइड करी 25% और हमने क्या लेके चल रहे हैं बेसिक 20%, तो 20 और 25 में हायर कौन सी 25, तो 25 की रेट से आप टीडीएस डिडक्ट करेंगे. ओके. The next is there were the relevant section as per the most recent update till date. In the part 2 of the article, we would cover various procedure parts related to TDS recap. That is due date of TDS, which we have already discussed the due methods of payment of TDS and due dates of tax return. We already discussed this topic. Okay, so this is all about your TDS chapter. Now see, I have made a table for you the rates of TDS. जो भी अभी तक हमने पढ़ा, हमने देखा कि हर एक डिफरेंट सिचुएशन में TDS के रेट डिफरेंट है. ओके, तो मैंने वो रेट आपको एक सारी रेट की एक टेबल बना के इस टेबल में मैंने आपको वो रेट लिख दिया. ओके, के ऊपर में जितना परसेंट TDS कटना है उनकी सबकी रेट. ये देखो हमने सारी ये वाले सारे प्रोविजंस पढ़े. इंटरेस्ट ऑन सिक्योरिटी वी हैव डिस्कस्ड द 10% TDS will be deducted on dividend 10% and we have already discussed this and मैंने आपको थोड़ा शॉर्ट करने के लिए मैंने आपको इसको टेबल में प्रेजेंट किया. ओके, नाउ अभी जो सिनेरियो चल रहा है हमारा कोविड-19 का, उस केस में हमारे टीडीएस की रेट सब कम होंगी. So these rates are the rate which is relevant, which is currently exist in the system. Okay, exist in the system. These are the reduced rate. TDS की रेट रिड्यूस कर दी गई है जो कब तक चलेगा 14 मई 2020 to 31 मार्च 2020. So these dates are only for your knowledge. आपके नॉलेज के लिए मैंने यहाँ मेंशन कर दिया. अदरवाइज आपके लिए जो रेलिवेंट है, आपकी एग्जाम के लिए जो रेलिवेंट रेट्स है वो ये वाली रेट्स. ओके, तो ये मैंने आपको सिर्फ एक नॉलेज के लिए कि अभी टीडीएस की रेट क्या चल रही है इन द सिनेरियो ऑफ कोविड-19. अभी टीडीएस की रेट कम कर दी हुई है तो ये रेट चल रही है. अदरवाइज आपकी यही रेट आती है. प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में भी ये रेट चल रही है 31 मार्च 2021 तक ये रेट चल रही है. ओके, यस. So now with this topic we have completed our third unit also. From next lecture we will start fourth unit, but there is some important question from this unit from exam point of view. To see, first of all, the question maybe arises that what do you understand by term capital E? What are the proofs regarding the exemption from capital gain? Okay. In this, you have to explain what is the capital gain, then you have to explain all the exemption under section 54, that is 54, 54F, 54G, 54C. All these exemptions you have to explain. The second is what do you mean by set off and carry forward of losses? Which losses can be carried forward and for how much year? So all the set off and carry forward provisions you have to write here. Okay. Then next is what do you understand by long-term and short-term capital gain? How to calculate long-term and short-term capital gain? So this is the question on short-term and long-term capital gain. So what is the long-term and short-term capital gain? First you will give the definition and which kind of transaction will be included in short-term and long-term capital gain. You will write all these transactions, all those transactions. Then you will give the tax treatment of short-term and long-term capital gain, that how to calculate the short-term and short-term and long-term capital gain. Okay, so that's all about your third unit, and from next lecture we will start fourth unit and fourth and last unit of your syllabus. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you guys.